What's up, y'all? Welcome into the warm-up show here on Grind City Media. I'm Lang Whitaker. He's Michael Wallace. We are courtside. I thought you were giving me a pound.
My bad. I didn't mean to leave you hanging. Yeah.
Live here at FedEx Forum, getting you ready for tonight's game between the Memphis Grizzlies and the Charlotte Hornets. Grizzlies come into this game off a 108-99 loss in Houston. Jaren and Santi had 17 apiece. Cam Spencer had 13 assists. The Grizzlies have lost 3 in a row. The Hornets have won 3 in a row, 4 of their last 5. Brandon Miller leads them with 20 points per game, and Con Knippel right behind it, 18 points per game. Had a great season so far for the rookie. Let's go back to that loss in Houston.
Yeah.
We saw something we've seen a lot of this year from the Grizzlies.
Oh,
and that's the
I know where you're going.
Fourth quarter lead.
Yes.
Yeah, we see the Grizzlies blow, I believe, 12 now this season, the most in the NBA. That is 5 of the last 7 games. They've had a double-digit lead that they weren't able to maintain. I actually asked Cam Spencer about this morning at shoot-around. Here's what Cam had to say.
So we'll get to Cam in a second, but I'm assuming he said we got to stop blowing double-digit leads. I'm assuming Cam said we can't keep doing that, right?
He basically
and we'll get the sound in a minute, but technical difficulties, but we'll clean that up.
Cam basically said it was something to do with defensively. There were some missed assignments, some missed rotations, things that they've got to get better at. Oh, we should be good. All right, if you want to play it, play it.
I think it starts defensively. There were just some tactical breakdowns as far as guys not being on the same page with Sengun obviously had a few buckets. KD got open for a few, so I think we just need to be more connected on that end and communicate a little bit better.
Be more connected is what he said.
Yeah, and that was exclusive sound from Cam Spencer to Lang Whitaker, who was the only media member in Memphis to show up for a shoot-around. So shout out to you, man, for being there, because if you weren't there, Cam wouldn't have been able to get that off his chest.
I actually talked to Cam at the game on Sunday. They got snowed out. Also, before the game got canceled, I was here and was talking to Cam about stuff, and then talking to him today. He was saying, like, basically there were some misassignments. They weren't that connected on defense. Coach Isolo, before the game tonight, said basically the same thing. And I think it's something we've seen a lot this season. I was wondering, how much of that do you think, Mike, is the Grizzlies just kind of being outmanned in these situations? That Houston game, you're playing without a point guard. You're playing without your center. Jock Landale's not playing either. And you're going up against Kevin Durant and Alperen Şengün, who are both all-stars.
You are. Now, having said that, though, they haven't had a point guard all year, and they're without Steven Adams. So, I mean, the injuries kind of offset one another, but having said that, they had 2 guys that they can go to who are all world. And both of those guys scored 30-plus. Kevin Durant turned back to clock to 10 years ago, Kevin Durant. And Şengün has emerged as one of the top bigs we have in the league, right? But what the Grizzlies are doing, they just cannot handle prosperity. The same guys that are capable of building these leads just aren't capable of sustaining it when the games get tighter, defenses line up, and it really exposes you for what you're not, right? Are you coaching your way through these adjustments? Do you have enough timeouts? Do you have enough challenges left? Do you have enough things that you can execute and go to? Do you have enough players that can close? And right now, unfortunately, the Grizzlies have more no's than yeses to those questions.
Well, one of the guys who's helped build those big leads and has been a big part of this, especially the last month when everybody else has been hurt, has been Jaren Jackson Jr. For the month of January, Jaren's averaging 20 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, 2.5 stocks. And it felt a lot just watching that Houston game, like Jaren's kind of stepping back into that role he was in last season. About this time last year when Jaren went on that run and was scoring a lot and was kind of like the focus of the offense.
Yes, this was the peak Jaren that we saw, last December, last January, last February. It turned right after that, though, and it was unfortunate because down the stretch, you saw Ja and you saw Zach Edey get better in terms of production, but you saw Jaren take sort of a dip off, and then Taylor Jenkins was dismissed, and then, the rest is history. But what you're seeing from Jaren right now is a consistency that he understands he's a mismatch. We understand that the Grizzlies have to play through Jaren, and when they play through Jaren, typically good things happen, especially when he stays out of foul trouble.
And Jaren does a lot of that now. We've seen it the last month or two where he's healthy. And he's willing to go one-on-one. He'll kind of run the offense. He's the best creator they have on the court, basically.
He is.
And they've had to use him in in that role.
Best creator, best closer, best tempo changer.
Yeah.
His on and off numbers in those second halves, I'd be interested to see what they are, because when he's off the court, the leads get blown, right?
Yeah.
And then when you put him back in, you're trying to salvage at that point, but you're chasing. So we just have to figure out, man, where is this team going? What is the intent? What does it want to do? And we have 7-8 days until the trade deadline to figure out, where the direction goes.
Yeah, one other thing this morning from shoot-around, I got to talk to Cam and Cedric Coward.
Yes.
About playing in the Shining Rising Stars game. I'm sorry.
They're shining stars, too. They're shining stars.
But both of them made the Rising Stars game this year, along with Jalen Wells.
Yes.
If Zach Edey was healthy, you might have 4 guys in that game.
Yeah.
But we got 3 guys in the game. And this morning I asked Cedric and Cam if making this game felt like some sort of validation to them. Here's what Cedric had to say about that. For you at all?
No, I've always been unknown. I'm cool with it that way. I mean, for me, I let the other people do the talking and they do the validation. I play for myself and for my team and for my family. So, I mean, that's who I play for. I don't really need outside noise validation. I guess also cool to get recognized, but at the same time, I've been unknown my whole life, so I'm cool with it.
Most known unknown. Yeah. He said he's been unknown his whole life. What do you think it says about Jalen, Cam, and Cedric making this game and sort of what they're going to provide to the future of the Grizzlies here?
I love the young core, the young sort of foundation of role players that we're going to have. Yeah. You just have to get the superstars that are going to be available and going to be dominant. But, when you add Gigi to that mix, too.
True.
Because, yes, he's in year 4, but really he's still a rising star, right?
Yeah.
And he's rising as right before our eyes right now. So when you have Cam, Jalen, Cedric, Gigi, you really got 4 young guys, all 23 and under, 24 and under. Maybe Cam's 25. I'm not sure. He's up there, though.
He looks older.
Yeah, But you still got some guys there that you've seen develop. Those are the results that you look at the rest of the season and say, okay, listen, if this team is not going to be able to get to the play-in or the playoffs, what can come out of this that's positive? Continued development from those guys that you can rely on moving forward.
Yeah. We usually talk about injuries and who's going to be out for the game tonight, and these guys are out. But it's worth throwing out this in the injury update. A tweet went out today from the Grizzlies that 2 of the guys who've been out for the entire season moved a step closer to getting back. Ty Jerome and Scottie Pippen Jr. were assigned to the Memphis Hustle today to practice. Both players are going to be recalled to the Grizzlies following practice. Mike, what do we take from this? This usually means guys are within like that kind of week away, right?
Yeah, they're on the runway. They're trending. All of those terms that the Grizzlies like to use when guys are getting better. I wasn't expecting Scottie Pippen Jr. to be on that list, but that's encouraging. We've been expecting Ty Jerome to be on that list a long time ago, so he's long overdue.
Yeah. Coach Easel said before the game that Ty Jerome is a little closer than Scottie is on that timetable. But they're both, made the steps necessary to get to
progressing.
The hustle. Yeah. Now it's probably building up load management and all that stuff and being able to get out there and play.
And this was, I remember the games, both, when they both got hurt. They got injured 1 game apart in the preseason. Yeah. And, Scottie Pippen was the second to last preseason game, or 2 games into the preseason, he tweaked the toe. He had already been having issues with it, but it just became something that, all right, finally, let's go ahead and see what's going on here. But Ty Jerome, man, I was in Miami in that first quarter or whatever, or that first half, when he, it looked like he popped it. We thought it was over at that point. So it was somewhere in between missing a season with it being torn and a really, really, really bad strain. And, he's 4 months later, and I think he'll be making his debut, hopefully, within the next week.
Yeah, we could use him out there because the Grizzlies are down a lot of guys.
Yes.
Although that list has gotten shorter. Tonight, they're going to be without Brandon Clark, Zach Edey, Ty Jerome, and
Ja Morant and Scottie Pippen Jr.
So it's the same guys who've been out. Santi came back.
Yes.
And Jock Landale missed that game in Houston with a personal matter. He's back and available tonight.
Yes.
Hornets, KJ Simpson is questionable with a hip. Mason Plumlee out with a groin injury, but that's it. They've got all their guys. And this Grizzlies team's going to have their hands full trying to slow them down. They're a really good offensive team, not a very good defensive team. We'll see if the Grizzlies are able to take advantage of that. We just got late word Santi is out.
Okay.
Santi Aldama is out for tonight's game.
Okay, so he wasn't even on the injury report,
No,
right?
So it must be a last-minute thing.
Yeah, it must be a last-minute thing. That's unfortunate from that situation. But again, this is the type of season that this has become, right?
Well, having Jock Landale back is going to be helpful for this team because Santi gets you a lot of rebounds. This is a really good rebounding team.
Yeah.
And so Jock Landale should be able to help out there.
They're going to need Jock scoring too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Jock's been capable of scoring 20 and giving you 20 and 10s. They're going to need it tonight because, as you said, this Hornets team, they've struggled defensively, but in the last handful of games, they're top 6 in offense and defense, and they're playing their best ball of the season.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. Jessica Benson's going to join us. We have a special guest joining us right after that, and then Michael Wallace will be back here to close this thing out. You're watching the warm-up show here on Grind City Media.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Duke is suing their quarterback because Darian Menza announced he was entering the transfer portal last Friday. So Duke said, no, you're not.
I'm all for NIL. I'm all for player freedom to transfer and player empowerment. But just saying, I signed the contract, but the contract doesn't matter. I don't understand how that works.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Memphis, Monday, February 16th. Tickets and rinksider packages on sale now.
Watching the Grizzlies is easy with FanDuel Sports Network. If you have cable or satellite, you're all set. Find us on your channel lineup. You can also use your TV provider login to watch games on the FanDuel Sports Network app. No cable or satellite? Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network online. You can also watch on Prime Video by adding a FanDuel Sports Network subscription. Not sure where to start? Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com to learn more.
Welcome back to the warm-up show here on Grind City Media. I'm Lang Whitaker alongside Jessica Benson. We are courtside at FedEx Forum where the Memphis Grizzlies are getting set to take on the Charlotte Hornets. And Jessica always joins us at this time to give us her main character for tonight's game. You already told Jalen who it was, I believe. I don't know. So
I told him it was the end. And he said, what, like the fourth quarter? I said, well, the world. No, of course it's the fourth quarter.
Okay.
Don't get down and depressed on it. No, just how the Grizzlies end this game tonight. Because we have seen time and time again where it feels like we're watching a game on repeat, where they go up double digits, they let go, and they lose. 5 of their last 7. And when you look at 8 of their last 10 have come down to the final 5 minutes of the game. So I think from a positive standpoint, that's it, right? Like they're in these games.
Yeah,
they are playing well. They are competitive enough to have a chance to win. Now it is getting over the hump. And sometimes in sports, this happens to teams. Like you forget how to win. And so to have an opportunity tonight against a Hornets team that is surging. I called them surging on my show this morning, and CJ was like, can we call them surging? I said they've won 4 of their last 5. They have the #1 offensive rating in the month of January, #6 defense. I think it's fair to say that they're surging.
I thought you said surgeons.
Not surgeons.
Like
no, this is not the Pit. The Pit is tomorrow night. That's a Thursday situation. Glad we don't have a game this week so I can watch the Pit live. But this is a chance for this team to remember how to close out a game.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody earlier, and they were like that Houston game. They were saying a lot of times they're just outmanned. Like, you know, they got Cam Spencer and no center, and you're trying to close out against Kevin Durant. Like, it's tough.
I think that's a fair, like, simplistic way to look at it. And the game the other night was perfect because of Kevin Durant. You go, oh, Kevin Durant's going to make 3 threes in the fourth quarter. That's somebody who has had to make big plays to win a lot of games. One of the best, if not the best scorer that we have ever seen. And so, yes, on the other side of that, you have players who are playing really well for what's being asked of them, but these are learning reps for them too, be it Cam Spencer at the point guard position, what we've had to see from the rotation of centers that this team has used.
Well, Cam follows the inner logic of the game.
The inner logic. That's our new Isoloism of the night, which I appreciate. Elliot Perry has started calling Cam Mr. Basketball just because he can do everything, and he just kind of like put on the cape. What do you need from me today? But at the end of the day, he is your starting point guard. And if you had told us at the beginning of the season that we'd be sitting here, 5 games before, however many games before All-Star break, and your starting point guard for a lot of the season has been Cam Spencer, you'd say, how did that happen? So that's where we're at.
All right. Appreciate you. You'll be on the call tonight on ESPN 92.9, and then after the game on the double post with Rose Room tonight. We're going to take a quick break. Zoe Green is going to join us with the new 191 collab right after this.
Matt McClung's father announced yesterday that his son will not be trying to go for a 4th straight dunk competition trophy. That's a real headline. I read it at ESPN.com. It feels like it's like 11-year-old baseball. Why is Matt McClung's father announcing what he's going to do? My little guy plays baseball, and if Lincoln's dad announced what Lincoln was going to do, like in the group me chat, that would make some sense to me. I'd expect to hear that from Lincoln's dad, perhaps his mom. But Matt McClung, why are dads announcing who's in the dunk contest and who's not? Make sense of it, Bennett.
Welcome back to the warm-up show here on Grind City Media. We are courtside at FedEx Forum, getting you ready for the Grizzlies and the Hornets going at it tonight. Joining me now, Zoe Green from Peso Design Studio. We always have the new 191 collab people come in. This is your first 191 collab, correct?
This is my first one,
It is my first one. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I've seen some of the gear. I've seen some of the stuff you guys have coming out. The game is on Saturday night. So as always, be here early. Get here. Don't buy the stuff. If you see it online, don't buy it. You got to get in person here at the Grizzlies. Doors open at 5:30. Get in here. So tell me about your collection. What was kind of the theme behind it, the idea behind it?
So while I kind of had the capsule already done, but I was trying to figure out what the title was going to be for the collection, and I started going through my sketchbook from college, and I had sketched in From Memphis with Love, and I think I did it in the back of class, But so I pulled from it, and I was like, this fits everything that I designed so far, and I just roll with it.
So tell me about the pieces you're going to have.
So some of the pieces are, I have 2 tees, I have a hat that's full corduroy two-tone, and I have a windbreaker and a sweatshirt.
Here's some of the stuff right here. So that T-shirt has got the M. I think we've all seen that before, right? What were you trying to just like you said, it's to Memphis with love, or From Memphis with Love. What were you trying to get across here? I
think it's just evoking, being from Memphis, born and raised. The only time I left was for college, but I just feel like you make it here, you make it anywhere. So people that's not necessarily living here or that may be at the game and take this out of town, you kind of just have something to rip the city all the time. So,
So as you mentioned, you're born and raised here. When did you become a Grizzly fan? What's your first memory of being a Grizzlies fan?
I remember when the Grizzlies first got here at the Pyramid, and I remember going to the games. It was really nobody there, so you could buy a cheap seat and move down, stuff like that. And then also at the Pyramid, going to wrestling matches and stuff there growing up. So I was always at the Pyramid, and then once I found out we were going to the Forum, it just continued. So I've always been a fan.
When did you get into design and clothing and that whole thing?
I got into it 2018 seriously, but in college I used to do stuff for my teammates, like customize jeans or paint on denim jackets. And
teammates, what'd you play?
I played basketball.
Okay.
Yeah. So once I moved back to Memphis, I was trying to figure out, what's next after basketball, and designing was the thing that came easiest to me. So I went with it.
Which Grizzlies player was your game most like?
I would say my favorite. I won't say just like it, but that's who I model my game after. Jason Williams. That was my favorite point guard.
Little white chocolate after.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
What does it feel like as a Grizzlies fan, as a native Memphian, to have the team come to you and be like, all right, here's our logo, here's all our intellectual property, do what you want with it?
It felt fulfilling because I've always done things that, you know, are ode to the city just because I respect so much where I'm from. But being able to do it in an official collaboration with the Grizzlies was a dream come true, to be honest. So that's something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and it finally happened,
So of all these pieces, which one do you think is going to be like flying off the shelves first? So what have you heard the most feedback about?
I think the windbreaker and the hat.
Okay.
Yeah, that's been the one that's been the most talked about. But the T-shirt with the M on the front, that's just like a fan favorite. So I feel like that'll go too.
That one caught my eye first when I looked over there. I told Carly, set one of them aside for me. I like that one too. Yeah, well, I appreciate this stuff all looks awesome. And make sure you get here Saturday night. Doors open at 5:30. You got to get in right then, get to the Grizz Den. Here's a look at all the stuff. Beware the bear. Make sure you get all that stuff. And get out here, get your stuff. Get the stuff from Peso Design. Appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We'll take one more quick break. We'll be back here on the warm-up show on Grind City Media.
Now that's the new edition way.
I feel like there's another level we can take it to.
What you think, Mike?
2 steps ahead of you, Slick.
What's good, bro?
What you doing, man?
I'm in.
Woman, you don't even know what I'm getting ready to ask you.
Here's the vision. All 3 of us on the same stage every night.
Gonna be crazy.
No barriers, no separation.
It'll be like 9 kings and a queen.
The next level starts now.
Are you ready to transform your pool into a stunning oasis? At Mainland Pool Service, they're a family-owned business committed to keeping your pool looking pristine all year round. They believe that pool care should be proactive, not reactive, which is why their skilled team handles everything from routine cleaning to complex issues with precision. They prioritize clear communication and personalized solutions to exceed your expectations. Join the Mainland Pool Service family today and experience the difference their expertise and dedication can bring to your relaxation retreat. Contact them now at mainlandpoolservice.com.
The long goodbye begins. A very special evening with Journey. Final Frontier Tour. Journey. Tickets are on sale now at journeymusic.com. Your chance to say goodbye to the songs that changed our lives. Journey. Final Frontier Tour.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
Just a ham. You're the other white meat. How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it. I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
What is up? Welcome back to the warm-up show here on Grind City Media. Michael Wallace joins me courtside. Lang Whitaker. We're getting you ready for the Grizzlies and the Hornets, tipping off in 36 minutes here from downtown Memphis. Come on down if you're not down here already. The streets, everything melted today. It's easy to drive now.
No, it didn't.
Oh, okay.
Not everything. Shoot. A lot did, though. Yeah, so, and by tomorrow, it should, significant.
Hopefully, tomorrow's going to be in the 40s. So
it's going to be scorching out there. 47 degrees, man.
Hopefully, get the rest of this stuff melted out of here.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it like we always do at this time. Go around the NBA and look at some topics that are percolating around the association. And I already had this written down. Talk about Giannis's trade stuff. And then today, even more stuff broke. Today, we heard a report from Shams Charania that he is open to being traded. and that he has gone to the Bucks and actually said, I'm ready to be traded. This is a couple days ago.
Hold up. What is the medical?
No, that was a couple days ago. He was just saying like a lot of guys who are injured have been mentioned in the trades from like that was like 3 days ago.
Okay.
I actually had that as the tweet, and then all of a sudden the Giannis stuff today even made it more current.
Yeah.
What do you think happens with Giannis? We got a couple days now. It's 8 days till the trade deadline.
I don't believe for one second that Milwaukee is just starting today to take calls and show interest in trading Giannis. This has been ongoing since last summer. I think he does get moved. Again, when there's this much smoke, it's hard not to believe that fire is going to follow. And because of the magnitude of Giannis's contract, it's going to take multiple teams.
Yeah.
So when you have Giannis out there, you have everything that's going on in Sacramento with DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, and then you have Ja Morant and all these guys.
Yeah.
And it's going to be some type of 4 or 5 team collaboration in order to get this thing done. But they have time. They have over a week, and I think it ultimately gets done.
I was kind of, and I said it on Grisby today, like I feel like the Giannis domino is the first one to fall, and then maybe the other stuff falls into place, but it's hard for me to, I mean, the Hornets here, LaMelo Ball's name's gotten thrown around too.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to see all these other deals happening until teams know what the deal is with Giannis.
Yes.
Long term, because, you know, if you have a chance to get Giannis, I understand why you might want to wait and not make that move, not make the other moves until you know for sure that you're out on Giannis, right?
Yeah, and then if you see where Giannis goes, you might say, all right, San Antonio's got it. It's going to be San Antonio, Oklahoma City. We're not going to go all in right now. Let them run their course, and then we'll rebuild as opposed to doing anything else. But no, that's a great point, man. I just think because of the magnitude and the gravity of who Giannis is and what it's going to take to move him, multiple teams are going to be locked into it, and it's going to be a delay, like you said.
Yeah, I would think so, too. Omax just went sprinting off the court. I wonder if he's going to play some instead of Santi tonight. That seems like
that's a good point.
A logical replacement. Number 2, Jason Tatum said that if he had his career in Memphis, if he had accomplished in his career what he's accomplished in Memphis instead of in Boston, he'd already have a statue outside the arena. Meaning in Boston, to do what he's done is good. If he had done it anywhere other than Boston, it would be a much bigger accomplishment.
I get that. That's it's a little tone deaf though. Like I don't get what he's ultimately trying to say. I know he's trying to say, hey, in Boston, I'm one of many. Like Larry Bird and Paul Pierce and all of the Bill Russell titles and all of those guys. I get that. But I don't think anybody's building a statue because you win one in Memphis or, you know, will Giannis eventually get his jersey retired in Milwaukee? Yes. Will he probably get a statue? Yes. If you're doing it in Memphis, probably so. I like it just because it's Tatum and he's regional. St. Louis, he spent a lot of time down in Memphis. He has family members in this area. So I'm cool with it. As long as he's fond of Memphis, I guess it works.
You think we see him again before the season ends?
Man, Boston has played extremely well. Like you talk about surprise teams. If he can get back and get ready for the playoffs, that takes that team to another level. They become very dangerous. I think so. Earlier this season in Boston, all the talk was that he was ahead of schedule and he wanted to work to come back.
I worry about him. I mean, this is crazy to say, like just messing with their chemistry a little bit because they're playing so well, and then to bring in a guy who becomes your number one scorer just changes things a little bit. I mean, look, they're smart enough players to figure that out. Yeah. Missoula can figure out how to do that. Yeah. But I'm curious to see how
it'll be interesting. That's an interesting storyline for sure.
Another fun story I saw. Kevin Garnett said that international guys brought flopping to the NBA. Now I can't run the clip of this because it's KG and it's some choice words. Not family friendly. He did say international guys brought a bunch of flopping to the game. I can't stand it. Every up and down they say something to the ref. We got all this flopping. We weren't doing that before, bro. I get it. It's been some greatness, but it's been some weirdness we've taken from them. I hate the narrative. International players start playing when they're younger. So what? They're not putting out a better product. Do you think he has anything?
It's a lot going on there. In that one quote, there's a lot going on there. I think that the flopping, yes. I mean, you know, when you think about Ginobili and some of these other guys, Jose Calderon was a flagrant flopper. I think there's something to that. Where the NBA is in terms of international players and how much they've grown, I think the gap is closing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I get what KG's saying. He also doesn't want to take the blame. Like I've seen plenty of American dudes flop before this.
Yeah.
Go watch some of those NBA entertainment videos from the 70s and 80s. You see guys flopping all over the place. All right, we're getting you ready for this game tonight, tipping off in about half an hour. Give me one last matchup to watch for the Grizzlies tonight against the Hornets.
Man, I want to see Charlotte's wings up against the Grizzlies' young wings, our rising star wings. Con Knipple against Cedric Coward. I want to see that matchup right there.
I want to see what the Grizzlies do in the paint. The one guy Torma Cicelo mentioned was Diabate from the Hornets and said he and Steven Adams are the two best offensive rebounders in the NBA to him. So the Grizzlies are going to a team that struggled to rebound some this year. We'll see what they're able to do without Santi Aldama, their leading rebounder, in this matchup tonight. See if they're able to keep the Hornets off the boards. All right, if you're going to watch this game tonight, flip over right now to FanDuel Sports Network for the pregame show, and then the broadcast will be on there tonight. You can also tune in to ESPN 92.9 with Eric and Jessica and Elliot and Bennett to get you ready. And then after the game, make sure you stay tuned to Grind City Media for the double post with Rosa, Jessica, and Bennett on all the Grind City Media places. You want to go in there and yell at people on the chat and all that stuff too. We'll be back here Saturday night when the Timberwolves are in town. So for Michael Wallace, I'm Lang Whitaker. Appreciate you joining us here on the warm-up show on Grind City Media.